Welcome back to another episode of Wilds and Water Sailing. In our last episode, we set out from Morro Bay, California, just after sunset, with nearly 200 miles to make. After getting our sails up under a blanket of dense fog and darkness, the sailing conditions continued to escalate overnight and into the early hours of the morning. Good morning. It is about 6:30. I just finished my shift. Conley did the 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. and then I did the 2 to 6 a.m., which seems to work pretty well. And yeah, the wind was pretty steady for the first little while, about 15 to 20 knots, which was really nice. And then as soon as we started rounding Point Concepcion area, it started to pick up a bit, so I ended up reefing the head sail quite a few times, put a bunch of wraps in that, but we decided we were just going to take the full main down, and we're just running with the pulled out genoa. We're averaging about 5.5, 6 knots, which is not too bad. Yeah, hopefully it's a good day. I'm pretty sure I can hear dolphins through the hull right now, which is pretty cool. I haven't been able to see them much tonight. Like usually you can see them all in the phosphorescence. Haven't seen many tonight, but yeah, it's kind of cool to hear them. So anyway, good night. Hey guys, my name is Brooke.
And I'm Conley.
And this is our 13-year-old adventure husky Moy. Together we live on board Aklet, a German-designed Runke, and our tiny home on the water. Join us as we sail around the world and share with you a little bit more
Of this planet's wild side.
We are here on Santa Catalina. We made it, and we're anchored at Catalina Harbor, which is on the north end of the island on the west side, and just getting ready to go for a hike. It's a bit foggy down here where the boat is in the anchorage, but we're hoping we'll get into some sunshine once we get a bit further up. There are trails everywhere and lots of places to be explored, so pretty excited for that. Welcome to Santa Catalina Island. Born from a larger landmass previously known as Catalinia, which included the other Channel Islands, it is said that this island suffered intermittent periods of uplift and total marine submergence during the Pleistocene epoch. As a result, it is believed most of the flora present here reached the island over water during the last 500,000 years. It is considered an arid maritime climate, with dry summers and mild moist winters, moisture being provided by the dense fog that commonly forms over the island. Many of the shores are guarded by steep rock, and the terrain is covered by a variety of plant communities, including coastal grassland, maritime desert, and sage scrub. A short walk down the road across the isthmus from Catalina Harbor is the tiny village of Two Harbors, an outdoor lover's paradise where many gather to enjoy the island's activities, such as hiking, mountain biking, kayaking, snorkeling, and world-class scuba diving. A few people told us prior to our stop at Catalina Island that we'd be visiting during prime spiny lobster season. As hand picking is the only permitted form of harvest, the lobsters are easier to catch when they come out of hiding after dark, so we saw several large dive boats bring in crowds for night dives. Always up for a good challenge, however, Conley decided to give it his best shot during the daylight hours. I have honestly never laughed so hard underwater. I had a hard time not spitting out my regulator.
Not know what we're doing.
This is very new.
Pretty decent size though.
Yeah.
You're just supposed to twist his tail.
Oh,
Comes right off like that.
just like that.
And you're supposed to break his antenna off. And this part's supposed to be like, you know, the thing you do the shrimp to get the
Get the guts out.
out.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Here, one lobster tail.
Awesome.
Got some meat to her, eh?
Yeah, it's gonna be delicious. All right, so we got our spiny lobster today, and we only got one. It's a pretty decent size. We don't have a freezer on board, so we like to only get what we can eat right away. Also, they are very slippery little suckers. They're really hard to get, it's good. It's like a fair game, but we only got one, so we're gonna cook it up with some pasta sauce and make some linguine, but on the boat we only have spaghetti, so it'll be spaghetti. Let's do it up. We've got our fresh water from the sea. It's ready.
Share a chunk of that.
Of the lobster? Oh, yum. And some fresh ground black pepper. All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Let's eat.
Okay.
Oh my God. Our next stop was Avalon on the southeast end of the island, a bustling little resort community home to 3,500 people and dominated by tourism-oriented business. First Nations inhabitants on the island dates back at least 10,000 years, with first European contact in 1542. Since then, the island has exchanged hands many times. Finally, in 1919, Mr. William Wrigley Jr. of Wrigley's Chewing Gum bought every share in the island and invested millions in his vision to create a playground for everyone. Although some of his vision is still evident in this little resort town, the family decided to make the majority of the island into the Catalina Island Conservancy in 1972. It is now the oldest and largest private land trust in all of Southern California. Since a substantial human-caused fire back in May of 2007, which threatened many endemic species in the residents of Avalon, the county now works hard on strategies for fire control. Some of this work is evident in the many pronounced fire breaks that wind the canyons and line the ridges above Avalon. These bare tracks also provide accessibility and excellent hiking for vistas over the town and surrounding landscape. After quite the hike with a few other boat friends of ours, we decided to stop and check out the Wrigley Memorial and Botanic Garden on our way back down towards town. For our last couple nights on the island, we decided to go and check out the anchorage of Two Harbors. It was fun to gain a new perspective on a somewhat familiar spot. The best part of our stay on the east side? We had a few visits from a pod of Rizzo's dolphins. Rizzo's dolphins coming over to visit us at anchor here. These Rizzo's dolphins are part of a small population that lives here in the waters around Santa Catalina Island. They are a relatively large species and can be easily identified due to their obviously scarred bodies. The scarring occurs due to social and competitive interaction with others of the species. As they grow older, they begin to lose pigmentation in the skin and often appear white. Rizzo's dolphins feed almost exclusively on neritic and oceanic squid. Neritic being the relatively shallow part of the ocean above the drop-off of the continental shelf. It's about 4 o'clock on Saturday, November 20th, and we're still here on Santa Catalina. We've been here for about 2 weeks now. Almost done a full circumnavigation of the island, made a few different stops at different anchorages, done a whole bunch of hiking, a whole bunch of diving, and yeah, we're gonna leave this place a little bit bittersweetly, but the Santa Ana winds that are the strong offshore winds off of the Southern California coast, those are gonna be picking up tomorrow and the next day, and so it's a really good excuse for us to get a move on. Tonight we're gonna head off to San Diego, do an overnight passage. I don't think they're calling for a lot of wind, so I might be motoring for a bit of the way, most of the way. We'll see, I guess. And then we're gonna stay there in the big city for a few days, get a few things done, and then it's time to hop across the Mexican border, which is so exciting. It's been, yeah, it'll be pretty much full circle of where we started off 3 years ago. So yeah, time to get a move on, I guess. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and Conley let me sleep most of the night, which was really nice. I had a headache last night, something fierce. So yeah, I just swapped him out. He's gone to take a nap now. I've been up for about an hour and a half, and still no wind, still motoring. We've had about 5 knots, which we could put the spinnaker up, but when one of us needs to sleep, it's kind of hard in case the wind comes up for us to be able to take it all down and do it all just solo. So yeah, it's a beauty morning though. It's getting warmer and warmer as we get further south. We're heading directly into the sun right now, so the sun's on my face, and it's so good. Feels really good. It's been pretty chilly the last week, I guess, in Santa Catalina there, so yeah. Conley had dolphins last night come and visit. I could hear them through the hull actually, in our Pullman berth, which was really sweet, and hoping I get some more come visit me for my shift. We've got about 30 miles to go until we get to San Diego, and yeah, still hoping we might get some wind, but who knows. We've got about less than a mile of visibility right now, so we've got the radar on. There are a bunch of cargo ships out kind of scattered around us, but it seems like none of them are on the move right now. They're all just kind of floating, sitting around. So yeah, that's all for now. After navigating the very chaotic waters around San Diego, we made our way up the channel, turned into Mission Bay, and found a good spot to drop the hook. Thanks so much for being here for this episode, and join us next time for the moment we have all been waiting for. We finally make the last few miles of the American coast and check in to Mexico.